RadioWilderLive.com with a special edition.
Harry sat down recently with one of Radio Wilder's biggest fans, Storage Solutions' Ray McRae, businessman, entrepreneur, and storage industry giant. But we're not talking storage. We're talking the wilds of Florida swamps, big adventure, and of course, music.
We're live and they're all flicking.
It's all happening, folks. Knock me
So
out.
we're going to talk about beautiful music, which is my favorite part of all of it, other than talking. But Ray got us off the trail because when we were talking about, we forgot to talk. We'll do it on another episode about Mighty Kentucky Derby train ride, which was awesome. But Ray, we got to get back to the Gators.
Oh, gator hunting.
So we were talking about little white deer and the gators. And I said, have you ever seen a gator? And Ray said, what do you mean have I ever seen them? I used to hunt them.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the gators. Those of us like Keith and I that want to stay far away from them, even in the zoo.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's the way, grow up in South Florida, you had a choice, We weren't at home, playing behind our video games.
No.
We didn't have none of that.
No, you did not.
We still had rotary dial phones. So, you either played in the swamp, which was the Everglades, or you would play in Atlantic Ocean. So I spent a lot of time in the Everglades, I went to school with the Osceola family, so they lived on Big Cypress Indian, and they were Seminole Indian family, a prominent family there, and went to school with them, and we spent a lot of time on Big Cypress, out in the Everglades, and then every year for when I got older, the gator population got so bad that they started hunting them, and so the state started issuing, through a lottery, tags to go get alligators. So you would put in for the lottery, and I really wasn't interested in actually doing the hunting part, I just wanted to go drink beer and ride airboats. So
Airboat. Now, I would have liked to have done airboat.
Yeah, gig frogs and things like that, because we'd eat frog legs. But no, we'd go out hunting alligator, and like I said, they'd gig them over there in Florida, gig them with like a Neptune spear on a long pole with a chain and rope. And then once you got it in the gator, it would spin, and you pull it up, and they'd shoot it, and bring it on shore. But we'd have these big pig roasts, and we'd have gator meat on there with the pigs. And
does it really just taste like chicken?
No,
I didn't
it
think
tastes
so.
like alligator. But it's really good eating, you got to try it one time. You'd probably like it breaded and fried, but I like mine just in butter and garlic. Same way with my frog legs.
Yeah, I think I had frog legs, so they were not too bad.
No, they're good.
But is it when you're out there now, what's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
Well, alligators, have a rounded nose.
Okay.
And the gators have a pointier nose, and crocodiles can, salt water or brackish fresh water, and alligators just strictly fresh water, so they say.
Which is the
but
most
I've seen
dangerous?
Alligators swim in the salt water,
Are they
so
both-
I know that's a myth.
Are they both equally as dangerous?
Crocodiles tend to be more dangerous than alligators, but
Do they live together?
we had caimans. We didn't really have crocs, but we had caimans, which is a crocodile species, and they live in the same habitat as like I said, I've seen alligators swim across saltwater canals, so I know they can exist in saltwater. I've seen it with my own eyes off my parents' fishing dock, a canal back to the house, So where my parents lived was on Big Pine Key, and what that key's famous for is the key, and it's an island in the Key chains, and it's like I said, it's about 26 miles north of Key West, and it's the only island that has a freshwater body on it. And the key deer live there. They're small little white-tailed deer, and inside that blue hole, that fresh bottom of water, that's full of alligators. You can go over there and look at alligators all you want. It's as common as anything, You'd be out there bass fishing off the shore, and an alligator could be sunbathing just, 50 feet away from you. They don't, they're not. You got to be aware, just like anything else. But they're just afraid of you as you are of them, and don't provoke them. They can move quick, but only short distances. They can't really attack straight forward. They have a tendency to attack from the side, or knock you down with their tail. But it never really. I was more scared of sharks in the water than I was of alligators.
Well, that's as close as I'd like to get to an alligator. So let's go over to the Musical Emporium over here, and Ray's got his list ready to go. And so what we have done before is like pick two, and we start with two and play them, and then go into the two. So let's start off. We're going to lead her off with Van Halen, who just passed this year, and and we did a little tribute on the show and talked about his Frankencaster guitar, and which he wanted to have. He wanted to be buried with. But we're not going to make any burials today. We're going to talk a little bit more about him being unchained, and then you got your Florida influence. So you like Van Halen because you like Van Halen the music. What's
I like Van Halen the music. I mean, as an '80s kid growing up, it's kind of my high school years, and Van Halen was the big, Hot for Teacher and all that. But Unchained was probably my favorite Van Halen tune, and Eddie just passed away, like you said, so I thought it'd be nice to throw in.
That is nice. Yeah.
And then the Skynyrd, Skynyrd's a Florida band, so Jacksonville, Florida boys, and I was a big Southern rock guy, and so I had to throw them in there.
And
but I wasn't going to make you torture you with Freebird.
Well, I liked all their stuff, and as an offshoot, our guy who helps us a lot with all our sound stuff. I'm not sure exactly when, was it after the playing or whatever, but Howard, our guy, has done some recording with Leonard Skinner. And I don't know when it was, not the original start, but knowing Howard, it could have been.
Right. So one of my girlfriends was she was the little sister of the bass player for the Outlaws, Frank O'Keefe's little sister. So I dated her for many years, and so I have a little bit of outlaw, rock and roll, Southern fried blood.
Southern rock. It's great rock, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And they were a Florida band too, the Outlaws. They used to hang out in O'Keefe's Tavern in Clearwater, Florida.
Nice. All right, well, let's pop these two on, and we'll listen to them a little bit, and then we'll come back for another couple. How does that sound? Sound good? Yep.
From here, baby, and I don't care where I'm going. get some leg tonight for sure. Tell us how you do.
Come on, Dave. Give me a break.
Hey, one break coming up. Change, ain't nothing stays the same. Change, yeah, you hit the ground running. Change, ain't nothing stays the same. Change, yeah, you hit the ground running. Change, ain't nothing stays the same. Change, yeah, you hit the ground running. Change, ain't nothing stays the same. Change.
You're listening to RadioWilderLive.com, and the conversation with Harry and Storage Solutions Ray McRae continues now.
Sounded good listening to Leonard and the boys and Eddie. And now we got coming up, as a poker player, one of the things I like to see is the ace of spades along with a few other spades right there. The king, the queen, the jack, and the 10 would be a nice hand for myself.
Absolutely. Yeah, old Motorhead. Got to give Lemmy his due. It's one of the great ones, Black Sabbath, that kind of genre. And, I think those guys actually are the original heavy metal artists. Even Lemmy, even before Black Sabbath. So that's why I put Ace of Spades in there.
Yeah, when you play a lot of cards, you're always looking for that big ace. In fact, you'd like two of them and hold them to start off. It made me think one time I was telling somebody that that would be a royal flush, but a straight flush. So I was out in Hollywood Casino, and I was going to play in a tournament. And then I came in, and there was a 20-40 game going on, a cash game. And so I came in and sat down, and the best way I can describe it would be multinational table, Vietnamese and Chinese, all of them. They're real action guys.
Right.
So I sat down, and the table was very crowded. There was 10 of us. And so as it starts to go around, play a couple of hands, 20-40, and you can win a little money and go back and forth. Well, I'm dealt the jack 10 of spades, and the guys are just betting. It's like craps, really. They're just betting each other. They're talking and on and on and on. You can 20 and 20 and 20 and 20, and all I could do was call. Well, the flop comes 9-8-7 of spades, the nuts. And so I never got to bet that hand. They all just kept betting and raising and betting and raising. I kept thinking, wow, you don't want to look at your hand. I was thinking, is that a club? And I'm not looking at this right. You've got the nuts here, and they're just filling up your pot for you, Harry, while you're sitting there. It's the craziest hand. Maybe, I've played at bigger hands and bigger money than that. But the fact that they'd gotten a little fight, they were battling each other. 10 people can't be in a hand. It's impossible.
Yeah.
You can't have a hand. And they went around, and then it was 40 and 40 and 40 and 40. So when the hand was over, I'm looking at this monster stack, $2,000-3,000, which for 20-40 is all you could ever possibly have. So I'm looking at them, and they're ignoring me. I'm like nothing. I'm like my boy Grayson, an alien at the table. So I looked, and then I went, well, guys, I don't know what game we're playing here, but I think right here I kind of got the nuts. The whole team went whoosh, dead quiet. Looked at me like, where did this guy come from? It's very rare that you can flop a hand and it's it. Nothing can beat it. From that moment on, it's all yours. And it's also, when you get a great hand, never do you really get paid off for it. It's in the movies you do, not really. You get paid off better in a top pair or some kind of a flush draw or something like that than you ever do flopping the nuts.
Yeah.
Perfect, wonderful. So I stayed a few more hands just out of politeness, but I thought, I can't make any more money in this game. There's no way. I can't. All I can do is lose from here. So I'll just rake all these chips in. And there's a certain pleasure in poker when you have so many chips. It doesn't happen that often that 3 hands go by before you can stack it. Because you don't want a bunch of, poker guys are freaks about you want neat stacks in front of you. Everything is clear. You have just a little teeny space. In fact, here's my famous snake that I used when I used to play in the tournament. That's my little twister that I use to keep around. But you have your little your pod, and you have your little space, and you have your card, and you put it down, and that's your little limit. So you need those stacks. Not that you're complaining if they get too big, and you have to spread them out all over the table. But ace of spades, and then what do we got over here? We got 9-inch nails coming in.
Yeah, now you're getting into some 90s stuff that kind of faded into, the Nirvanas and the world and 9-inch
Kurt and
nails.
his boys.
Marilyn Manson, who he's another Florida connection.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Brian Warner, whatever his real name is, but I met him once in South Florida, and that's how they got their start. They won the Battle of Bands down in South Florida, and knew my friend Doobie, who he's a collector, and baseball cards and sports memorabilia, and he used to have these stores. Him and his dad started a company called Stacks of Plaques. And
Did you tell me he was in Vegas or something?
yeah, he's in Vegas now, and so of course he's got the band Mary Tyler Whores, but I didn't put him on this list. I could have.
That's right. You and I talked about we were on the deal. Yeah.
So
10 songs are pretty tough, aren't they?
they are. So anyways, Doobie got into serial killer memorabilia, and he bought some of Gacy's remaining paintings. So he sold those to Marilyn Manson when they did the Marilyn Manson and the Creepy Kids album. When you open it up, you'll see Gacy's clown paintings in there.
Oh,
and those
yeah.
came from Doobie.
Creepsters.
And so I was there the night they came over to pick the pictures up from Doobie for that album in South Florida. So there's another Florida connection. So it's made me think of Trent Reznor rather than putting Marilyn Manson in there.
All right, well, let's have a little listen. See how they sound together. We'll take the two of them. You'll dream about Gacy's paintings, and I'll dream about the Ace of Spades.
If you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. You win some, lose some, it's all the same to me. The pleasure is to play, make no difference what you say. I don't shade green, the only card I need is the Ace of Spades, the Ace of Spades. Playing for the high wall, dancing with the devil, going with the flow, it's all a game to me. 7 or 11, snake eyes watching you. Double up or quit, doubles take a split, the Ace of Spades, the Ace of Spades. You know I'm going to lose, and gambling's for fools, but that's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever. And don't forget the Joker. Pushing up the ante, I know you got to see me. Read 'em and weep, the dead man's hands again. I see it in your eyes, take one look and die. The only thing you see, you know it's gonna be the Ace of Spades, the Ace of Spades. You let me violate you. You let me desecrate you. You let me penetrate you. You let me complicate you. Help me. I broke apart my insides. Help me. I've got no soul to tell. Help me. The only thing that works for me. Help me get away from myself. I wanna fuck you like an animal. I wanna feel you from the inside.
Now, back to Harry and Ray on RadioWilderLive.com.
Well, one thing we know on that tune will have to stream for sure. It'll have an E by it, but it's good music.
Oh man,
Isn't it?
It'll rock you out.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And the music masters definitely will give that a cuff. It was on regular. Not really. They don't really discriminate. They just stop all music if you're not giving them any of the dope. But I do like the background and the music on that. But then we move over to Alice in Chains. There was two that I didn't know on here. Of course, I know Alice in Chains. That's a good one. And then Waylon. I love the start of Waylon's. Don't you?
Yeah.
So how do these two fit in for how you flowed through the musical world that is Big Ray McRae?
Well, one of the when I was a kid, the Vietnam War was going on, winding down, and it was a big influence. And I like a lot of Alice in Chains stuff, but Rooster kind of reminds me of some of the images that I saw on TV when I was a kid, of the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And our troops out there in the field, and so that's why I played Rooster, and then Waylon, like I said, my dad liked that outlaw country stuff, so Waylon and Willie and Johnny Cash and the boys were kind of always on his playlist. Of course, he got into John Denver and Neil Diamond and other stuff, but Waylon was always a staple.
You're a big military backer and a big military guy, all of us.
Yep.
And I sometimes look back when I was a kid, 16, 17, as a rock and roller, I was very disrespectful of, we used to call them doggies, and it was because we were ignorant and didn't know any better, and, not realizing half these people got, I was just trying to ditch the draft. I didn't ditch it. I was number 256. I had to go. I would have had to go, and I had Shelley.
Yeah.
But we didn't realize what sacrifices they were making and what they did. But for the last 30 or 40 years, I'm like all military. I bought lunches and done stuff and have the maximum respect. When you're stupid and you're young, you're thinking, I'm playing rock and roll, and you're out shooting people.
Right.
It was about shooting people. And then I didn't understand, which of course is the beautiful government thing. Why are you over there?
Yeah.
Why do you do, it's like I thought you were, my low IQ was like, your target, you're going over there just to shoot. We don't have anything to do with that place.
Yeah.
But, you get older and you get a little smarter and you realize it. And lots of my friends, and I lost a few friends, and I remember that at the school I went to, Parkland High School, there was a wrestler there. I think he was a year behind me. His name was Charlie Barnes. And I remember him, he looked like a Swede to me. Stocky, chunky. We were acquaintances. We'd say hi to each other. One of those kind of deals.
Yeah.
I know you, but we don't run around together.
Right.
But he was a wrestler, and he had a curly hair. I don't know if he was handsome, but he was natural. He was a cool-looking, natural guy. And he went to Nam and got killed. And so Hardy took us to the memorial, and that's the name I look for. When I saw it, I just started crying.
Yeah.
Tears just went right out. All of it kind of hit at that same time.
That's why I like the song Rooster, because it kind of makes me think of the images that I seen of that, and then Rooster's messed up in the head, and a lot of these guys came back that way. So.
All right. Well, let's knock these two out and see what they sound. What was your dad's name?
Raymond.
Okay. We'll hear one of Raymond's favorites and Raymond Jr.'s favorites.
Lord, it's the same old tune, fiddle and guitar. Where do we take it from here? Rhinestone suits and new shiny cars. It's been the same way for years. We need to change. Somebody told me when I came to Nashville, son, you finally got it made. Old Hank made it here. We're all sure that you will, but I don't think Hank done it this way. No, I don't think Hank done it this way. Look at it. Just so I'll understand. Are you sure Hank done it this way? Did old Hank really do it this way? Thought I've seen the world with a five-piece band looking at the backside of me, singing my songs and one of his now and then. But I don't think Hank done them this way. No, I don't think Hank done them this way. Take it on.
It's a Wilder Special with Harry and Ray McRae on RadioWilder.com.
You know, our friend Troy, that you and I both know, he requested a Marshall Tucker Fire, and he said Waylon does a good cover of it. I think he said Waylon was the guy. He said, I'd like to hear that as a cover. And from the rock and roll side, we all know the story of Waylon passed on the Buddy Holly trip.
Yeah.
He was there. I think he played bass for one of the groups and didn't want to pay for the seat, or he wasn't the one that that was, I can't think which one of them, just gave the seat to somebody else, but Waylon was available to go. I think he didn't want to pay the $15 for the seat on the airplane.
Well, I know he's buried in Mesa.
Is he really?
Yeah, in the Mesa Cemetery.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did he pass?
I'm not sure. I'd have to Google that.
How'd you know he was in the Mesa Cemetery?
Well, a bartender of mine, friend of mine that I knew from hanging out at the local pub, he's the one who told me. He goes, I know, we're a big Waylon fan, and he's like, you know, he's buried right up in Mesa, right? And I said, no, I didn't know. He goes, oh, yeah, I know right where his grave's at. I said,
Wow.
"Oh." And then, you know, I looked it up, and he's buried in Mesa, so.
Well, he didn't get
I
buried.
think he had a place here in PV. I'm not sure.
He didn't get buried when the day the music died. He skipped that one and got another 60-some years
He did.
out of that.
Yeah.
All right, so then we had that, and we move on over to one of Keith's little favorites over here. I believe he said he was aware of it. Was that not Slipknot?
Slipknot. Yeah. And Drowning Pool.
Never seen me with the mask.
And Drowning Pool, and then so give us a little.
Well, you know, that's kind of music that I like, and what always blows my mind is somebody can create, you know, music. You know, they can create the songs and the flow and the energy, and it goes like that. And you know, the song Duality is interesting song. I can't speak for the artist who wrote it, but you know, psycho guy going nuts, can't stop the talking in his head and that kind of stuff. There's a story behind it. And then the other one I kind of threw in there for my daughter. Like I said, she's a big EDM music person, and one day she comes in, Dad, you got to check out this cover, you know, this drop is so hot, you know. She starts playing, and I'm, man, that's Drowning Pool, you know, bodies, you know.
We get a few scores on that, right?
But yeah, that's like my oldest daughter. Remember one day she comes in and she's, oh, you guys got to hear this new song that just came out. And she starts playing, and Red Red Wine. That's UB40, man. They've been out forever, you know. So kind of history repeats itself, and
with the good stuff.
Yeah.
And look at some of the commercials you see on TV now. They're using a lot of the old stuff as a battle record. But back to the military, your son has started off with a nice military career. You're pretty proud
He
of
is,
right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
right?
He's a staff sergeant in the United States
and
Air Force.
he's young.
24.
I mean, he's only been in what, 2.5 years?
Oh no, he's been in 5.
He's been in 5?
Yeah, 5. He went in at 19. He's 24
You
now.
probably sent him
so-
in at 19. You probably
I
said,
tried to get him
"That's
going at 18, but he got kicked out because he had a heart condition. So he had to have heart surgery because he was going in straight from high school, and 6 months to recover. And then
What, do you have an arrhythmia or something?
he had a certain type of tachycardia, so they had to do 8 ablations. Only his top 2 cylinders were firing on his heart, not all 4.
Okay.
And never knew it. He was born with
Well,
it.
that's a win then, because you had to go
Yeah.
there to have that
Yeah,
out.
they said he could have dropped dead in boot camp. You know, he was 3 weeks away when he said, hey, you know, I got a problem here. But anyways, he took 6 months after he recovered for the Surgeon General to approve him, and then he got in when he was 19. And jet engine mechanic, based out of Offutt Air Force Base.
He's won a medal or accommodation.
Yeah, he got an accommodation for making sure the jet made its mission. He works on spy planes, and so if it wasn't for him, the spy plane wouldn't have been able to intercept a ballistic missile that was launched. These jets that he works on have all kinds of technology on them, so they can sniff the air once the rocket's been set up, so it tells them what kind of fuel that rocket had, or if it's got a nuclear warhead or whatever. So had that jet, which just had a hard landing, normally take 48 hours to do what he did in 24 hours, and it was able to intercept the missile. So
Nice job.
yeah, he just made staff sergeant, so non-commissioned officer.
All right. Well, let's go back here in a little. Let's hear a little music.
It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache. But it's made of all the things I have to take. Jesus never lands, it works its way inside. If the pain goes on. I've waited as my time's elapsed. Now all I do is live with so much fate. I've wished for this, I've bitched at that. I've left behind this little fact: you cannot kill what you did not create. I've gotta say what I've gotta say, and then I swear I'll go away, but I can't promise you'll enjoy the noise. I guess I'll save the best for last. My future seems like one big past. You're left with me cause you left me no choice. I push my fingers until my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache. If the pain goes on, I'm not gonna make it. Put me back together, or separate the skin from bone. Leave me all the pieces, then you can leave me alone.
hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 4, nothing wrong with me. 1, something's got to give. 2, something's got to give. 3, something's got to give. Yeah! Let the bodies hit the floor. 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 Let the bodies hit the floor.
You're listening to Harry's Storage Solutions, Ray McRae and his music special edition.
We get the benefit of all the rocking and the music. It's awesome, isn't it? It is. And T-Bone's over there and Keith's looking at us. He knows one of the songs, that's for sure. That's a little bit different music than we did with the beloved Connie, because we were all pretty down for that. But it was cool that she said, these are the 10 songs I want at my funeral. And then Mike, we did Mike LeBeau's, the great golf instructor. We did his show, and he was all over the place, different kinds of stuff. But Ray brings that little extra punch on that list right there that's kind of nice, listening to it. Yeah, it's more difficult to turn off because you want to start just really rocking.
Yeah, you do.
Than some of the other stuff. We did, or you brought up UB40. We did a cover about a month ago or 3 weeks ago, something, I forgot what it was. They did a real nice version of something. I can't think whenever the show was or what the song, but anyways, it wasn't Red Red Wine, but it was something else. But I've heard that from them. I like the way they took care of that. So then we're down here to the final two. So if you're driving around in your big monster truck, your playlist could be something like this,
Right. That's
if you
right.
listen to it, you'd say, I'm fine with that, listen to that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Bo Cephas, one of my side jobs when I had to make my mortgage payment, young 20-year-old kid was working at rock concerts, as one of the security guys. Well, they paid me and I got to see free shows, but I'd always end up at Bo Cephas shows, and I've probably seen him a dozen times because I would work almost every show when he'd come into town, and I really like this song, Country Boy Can't Survive. I always said, hey, just let me live in the woods with my wife and kids and the dogs, And then the last one, Johnny Cash, is doing a cover of Trent Reznor and 9 Inch Nails' Hurt, and I like Johnny Cash, but this is one of my favorite Johnny Cash songs.
I was telling Ray that my dad, when he had the country western station, he would bring in the place in El Paso was called Liberty Hall, but there'd be a junior Grand Ole Opry. Same people, Brenda Lee. I'm almost sure, but maybe I'm not 100% sure about Patsy Cline, but certainly Johnny Cash. All the rest of them would come in, and Johnny would go over to Juarez to, get his little black pills that he needed to do. In fact, he got arrested in El Paso. But Dad would bring him in. But when you're playing drums at 16 and you're just rock, you don't care about the country. And I was a janitor at my dad's station, so we'd go out sometimes a little bit late and go over to Juarez, have an 8 o'clock class, but I'd be the janitor at 12 o'clock, and we used to have these mops that had, I don't know how to describe it, but it'd pick up dust really, really well. And I'd be down the hallways of KHEY, the mighty 690, and I would hear the country western guys think, oh, I'm a janitor, and I'm listening to country western, and I don't like it. And then I'd go to school at 8 o'clock and finish my fine education by going to sleep, like at 8 or 8:30, because everybody else was in bed at 8 or 9. I was in Juarez. Then I came over and did janitorial work, because my parents were split then. And my dad was out. Not his fault. My fault. Was free.
Yeah.
In fact, Marlene's first husband, he and I started playing in a band together. And I got him in more trouble, or offered to get him in more trouble. Dad, you stay away from me. You're not going to Juarez on Wednesday night during the week. Go to Juarez, because anything is free for you over there, drinking and So, anyways,
Yeah.
But as time went by, I grew to respect them and like them, and then you start getting a little country rock.
I don't consider Johnny Cash
No.
like country. I
No,
go
he's
like
not.
a rockabilly,
Nope.
and same thing with Hank Williams
Yep.
and Willie Nelson.
There was a switch.
Waylon.
And once that started happening, and I mean, I listen to guys that I really enjoy on the show right now that do stuff that are that I want to put them on because I want to listen to this. My show is all about the music I like. That's
Yeah.
it. And we started for my daughter, and it wasn't a show. It was just a digital diary. I just play stuff I like, and it's all over the place, just like you do. For no reason, people liked it, and then all of a sudden, people like you contribute and say, "What about this?" and play that.
Well, this Johnny Cash song, Hurt It, play contrast. You play the 9 Inch Nails version and listen to what
Yeah.
Johnny Cash did with it. It's amazing. It's like one of my favorite songs is a Michael Jackson song, Smooth Criminal, but it's not done by Michael Jackson. It's done by Alien Ant Farm.
Yeah.
So, Hurt's the same way here. I prefer Johnny Cash's version over the original 9 Inch Nails. So.
Some of the covers we do them on every show. Some you like the cover better than the original. Some the original. Some are just a toss-up, and
Right.
they're both cool. We did a weird song that Dave did for us last night. It was something about, I can't even remember what it is, but something about tell your kid, save your children, and it's done by Simon and Garfunkel. And then it's done by the original guy in a very underappreciated band in those days called Move, which turned in some Nas guys and some other kind of guys, but it's just very strange tune.
That's like Disturbed just covered Simon and Garfunkel
Yeah.
too, So
Yeah. And so, hey, it comes around. Well, let's hit the last two, and it's a very cool list, a very enjoyable list. But what I've always seen about these, it gives you an idea of the human, whether it's dad. Hey, I played that for my pop. Hell, we've had on the show that my dad has done a cover. He used to sing. He covered Barbra Streisand right on this show, so my daughter gets to have Gramps, Dad, and he was actually on there on it. So that's music. Nothing beats music for me. That's the best.
Cool.
I don't care what kind of mood. Doesn't your mood always getting a good one when you got your jams on?
It can, yeah.
The preacher man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down, and you're only getting mugged if you go downtown. I live back in the woods, you see, my woman and the kids and the dogs and me. I got a shotgun, a rifle, and a four-wheel drive, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. I can plow a field all day long. I can catch catfish from dusk till dawn. Make our own whiskey and our own smoke too. Ain't too many things these old boys can't do. We grow good old tomatoes and homemade wine, and country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. Because you can't starve us out and you can't make us run, 'cause when them old boys raised on shotgun, we say grace and we say ma'am. If you ain't into that, we don't give a damn. We came from the West Virginia coal mines and the Rocky Mountains and the western skies. And we can skin a buck, we can run a trot line, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. I had a good friend in New York City. He never called me by my name, just Hillbilly. My grandpa taught me how to live off the land, and his taught him to be a businessman. He used to send me pictures of the Broadway nights, and I'd send him some homemade wine. But he was killed by a man with a switchblade knife. For $43, my friend lost his life. I'd love to spit some beach nut in that dude's eyes and shoot him with my old 45, 'cause a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. 'Cause you can't stop us out and you can't make us run, 'cause we're them old boys raised on shotgun. We say great, we say man, and you ain't into that, we don't give a damn. We're from North California and South Alabama and little towns all around this land. And we can skin a buck and run a trot line, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. Country boy can survive. Country folks can survive.
Swamp Rockin' with Harry and Ray on RadioWilderLive.com.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend, everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else, I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend, everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a
It's awesome, huh?
Yeah, it was awesome. We got lost in that song.
Yeah.
It was, and I noticed in the song before, you're right, there was no drums like that at KHUY.
Yeah.
It was always a slow country shuffle
Yeah.
until it became rockabilly, country rock,
Right.
etc. Are you familiar at all with Stray Cats?
Oh, yeah.
I like them.
Oh, yeah.
And their drummer has a show on the Underground Garage on Sunday nights. It's a funkster.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and guys, Brian, who's in their band, his orchestra, Brian Seltzer sets it.
Yeah.
His stuff is good too.
Yep.
And but totally different once you get in there and do it.
Yeah. I mean, some classic lyrics in that Hurt, man. Inherit my house of dirt, you know. My empire of dirt.
Yes, and also the one before, it's so solid when the country boy can survive and do it all.
Oh,
has
yeah.
his weed, has his fuel, it's got his food, got his guns, got his baby, got his kid. I don't need it. I go to the city and there's horror.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah. No better place I like than my ranch up north.
Yeah. And how's it coming along?
Good. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We got a septic tank in and the water line run and everything before the freeze, and so we'll get the building connecting to that thing in the spring.
Man, you've taken care of it. Well, listen, you're my friend, so it's not like anything other than I'm happy you took the time to come up here and do it with us. And I think it's going to be a really good show for storage people and for all other kinds of people. Your life is very interesting, and those are the people that we want to have out here, and music brings it all together.
Well, I appreciate you
right?
having me. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Happy to have you. Well, of course, anybody who's that close to the National Enquirer, that's a special place. And you added that by telling me you also brought in a little sea monkey, you called them?
The sea monkeys, yeah.
You did better with the sea monkeys than I did.
Yeah.
So that's going to wrap us up. We appreciate anybody that's out. These shows, Keith is promising, because Terry's putting him in he's putting us in a chokehold and saying, get off, get out. And I want to say, and Keith might have us up on the air in about a 3-week period. Thanks
All
a
right.
lot, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
You've been listening to a special edition of RadioWilderLive.com with Harry and special guest Storage Solutions Ray McRae, proving there's more to life than work. It's all about finding that happy balance, and Ray pulled out some pretty hot tunes for us. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.
Take